أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وعجل فرجهم. Today is 17th of June 2026 and it's Wednesday. And we're going to do the trade review of the Tuesday trade. I took one trade and let's see what happened. Let's start from the monthly chart. I highlighted this gap, this IFEG. Monthly we went lower and took this low. It's a lower low, which took relatively close to the downside. There's no proper structure of the market. It's just we went higher and now we are retracing. We are going lower. Okay. On the weekly chart, I highlighted this longest week. Okay. And this recent low. And this is also a gap. IFEG. And weekly on weekly, there's a clear break to the downside. Come on. I don't know what happens when I start recording. What happens to my internet? Okay, finally. So daily chart. You can see we went lower, took lows, and then we are right now going to upside. This is no break in market structure. Right now we are circling right now going to upside. Okay. We're going to talk about this candle. Okay. So I highlighted this FEG and this recent week. Okay. The Monday week. There was no trade for me on Monday. There was one trade for me on Tuesday. And let's see, this is the weekly week. You can see we went higher, respected the upper quadrant and lower, which was the on 4-hour chart, there's a structure made, which is a bullish structure. And this is a higher high. There are some relative equal low, these two. Okay. Let me show you what I took. Okay, then I talk about why I took that trade. So I took a short trade. Which resulted in loss today. Okay, now let's get into the breakdown. Okay, we went higher. This is a Tuesday. When we went higher, we respected the upper quarter of the monthly as well, weekly as well as this daily. Okay, we went lower, we break to the downside. We didn't took any specific high. It was also a higher high. So if even we not if even we not took this high, it's not a big deal because higher high. If there was some relative equal lows, that's what I want to see to be taken down before going to the downside. That makes the my setup more high probable. Okay, we went to the upside, respected this, and there's a 1 hour break, the clear 1 hour break as well. Plus we respected this upper quarter plus break to downside, and there's this lower quarter. Okay, 15-minute beautiful. This is the old 15-minute first presented fair value gap, the Monday first presented fair value gap, and see how we respected it. Plus, and all these two PDRAs, the weekly and the daily. Break to a downside, propulsion block, and I took the trade on the first presented fair value gap. As you know, I don't just look for a breaker. My model is with the first presented fair value gap. I use first presented fair value gap most of the time. There's some I also trade on just a break in market structure, some breaker or propulsion block, which quarter and all the higher time frame bias. But I see this more powerful than that, and right now I'm just focusing on one model, so that's why. So this was the first presented fair value gap formed. I didn't take the trade here, and the reason behind was I didn't like the price action. We went higher. I want the price to break to down. So at this time, I was ready if we had break to at that time I was looking for if we are going to break this structure and make a propulsion block, I'm going to enter. But as you can see, we start consolidating, we break, but it was not a break, proper break. It did break the structure, but not the main structure I wanted to see to be break down. And higher, break again, propulsion block, then higher, then we went higher, but then in this consolidation, expected this, went lower, and then here was this 5-minute first presented fair value gap. Okay, expected the low part of the daily, propulsion block, and enter. Sorry, not a propulsion block. This is a propulsion block. I looked only for this breaking market structure. The second we break to a downside, I entered here. Okay, I entered and we went lower, took the very recent liquidity, and then we reversed. And then we went first higher, not the second we took this and we went up to the high side. And you can see how long it took with the stop loss. I entered on 10:28 and the stop loss was hit on 11:53, more than an hour, almost 1.5 hours. So we went lower, took the very recent liquidity. This was not enough for me to set the stop loss to the break even. So to set the stop to the break even, I want to see this to be taken or very clearly to be taken. Okay, but this the second I was already planned that the second we're going to touch this, I'm going to set the stop loss to the second logical area or to the break even, because it's a strong PDRA, and you can see that right now I'm not confirmed with the higher time frame bias. Okay, we on daily chart we went lower, took the some liquidity to the downside, and we are right now going to the upside. So there are two things which can be happen. First, it's a retracement, and we're going to go more lower, and the second is we are going to reverse. But even if we are going to retrace to upside, the retracement on higher time frame is is going to take a long time, and have to be prepared for it. So on 4-hour chart, as I showed, that there's a clean break to the upside. Okay, this structure made to upside after taking liquidity. So I'm not buying the higher time frame bias because it's not confirmed. There's a beautiful break to upside. There's smooth highs to upside. So by seeing this liquidity is more likely to be taken down on higher time frame. So why I'm talking about this and why I explain all this, because if we are bullish and this is a breaking market shows the upside, then this PDRA, especially this upper quarter, is a very important and a very strong PDRA and will support if we are going to rise upside. I want price to respect this upper quarter, and that's why I already plan to set the stop to be very carefully. We are going to go lower, and the second we hit this upper quarter, there are two things. First, we're going to respect it and start going to upside. The second thing is we respect your downside and we will expand to a downside, and at least I want to see price to go into this CE. But you can see this what happened was we at the end we went higher in the stop loss. I didn't look for any trade as well. And one thing I forgot to talk about and to inform that there was no news Tuesday. This day there was no New York news. I forgot to talk about it. Okay. Let me get into this was the day. And the reason was this 5 minutes. Okay, so you can see there is no New York news day. And this is the entry. And I forgot to enter the entry reason here. I will enter here after this recording. Entered here. Okay, and the result was okay. Let's get into the trade review. No New York news Tuesday. No news Tuesday. Okay. So did I follow my plan? So this was a logical trade. I don't regret it. There was no mistake made by me. And it was just not my day. I'm going to see it like this because it is like this. And because my strategy and no strategy has 100% been great, it's okay. And I saw how price been know my model was. I know enough. I looked at enough data. I practiced enough, which looks to me not enough. So that's why I backed us daily to become better. And yeah, I think there will be no time where I will say now it's enough for me. It's just like I know right now enough to execute this model. Okay, and let's talk about the daily summary. What was the overall market character today? Trending when I don't know. I don't know. Written this. I got the help from the AI, and this was written by. So what was overall market character today? We were going to the upside and higher time experiment for okay. That's in short. I'm talking about how on daily chart we went lower and then higher. There was a 4-hour break, and we respected the weekly upper quarter and the daily upper quarter and break to a downside, break the low quarter of the weekly, which was a bearish sign. So that's why for me it was bearish. Okay, for me it was bearish. But there was not a trending day. You can see first after the opening we went slight lower, took the very recent liquidity and then consolidate and went the next this recent liquidity and just consolidated. Right now we are here, went higher, respected this, and going to a down this. Okay. How was your emotional state? Calm, followed my rule, no rush, logical day, just was not my day. I was totally calm, confident, and was not panic at all, was not impatient. And yeah, uh, but still, uh, I haven't overcome or I can say I'm not totally able to endure the loss right now. So, but it's way better than before. Alhamdulillah. And there will be a day, as of course, losses don't feel good, but it's trading, and I have to set this in my mind that you're going to lose the trade. Your trades are going to be in loss more than the wins. Okay, you what you can do is to, when you win, just make more than the loss, and just don't make the losses more. Okay. What was you expecting, and what happened? I was expecting price to went lower as it respected the weekly wick and to daily to a downside and go at least to a monthly upper quarter. But the price consolidated and at the end hit the SNS continued consolidation. What was your best trade and today and why? The only one trade was the best trade because it was logical and stop loss was logical and all. So it was on my plan. It was a good trade. Okay, did I make any mistake? I don't think there was any mistake. It was just not my day. What one action I will take tomorrow to avoid dividend? Same thing, follow rules and just execute and trust the process and your edge. Tomorrow is no New York news Wednesday. So yeah, which is today. It's no New York news today and FOMC is today, which is at 2 p.m. So I have to be careful. I don't have a total idea of this kind of a day. I don't have much idea how I will look for a trade. So to get that idea, I will look into the old data, all the FOMC news and the PM news, and when there is no New York news, and will act accordingly. So yeah, this was the day. Took the trade on the funding pips account, the first trade, and we'll look for another trade on the other account. I did the right thing, and it is what it is. And this is the 16th of June, and yeah, this is what it is. And no regret, it was a good trade. And this was the day. Inshallah, am I forgetting something? I think I'm not. So this was the day. Inshallah, in the next video. Allah Hafiz.